Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. For thousands of college students across Siouxland, Thanksgiving break will be a lot longer than usual this year. But as KCAU 9's Mallory Smith tells us, colleges and universities are having to make some exceptions for certain students. And it's our top story for you at 5.
When colleges and universities in our area break for Thanksgiving, they won't be coming back until after the new year. Well, that's not a big deal for most. What if home is on the other side of the world? That's the case for some Siouxland students. With COVID-19 cases on the rise in Siouxland, colleges and universities are extending the Thanksgiving break to include the traditional winter break. For international students, that can be a problem.
Students who want to stay over the break can request an exception with our residence hall director and stay over break if for any kind of reason they don't have a good option for returning, job, whatever it might be. So some students might stay over that break, but the cafeteria then isn't open during that time.
One Morningside student from Germany explains if it wasn't for her friends, she wouldn't have easy access to some necessities like food.
I have a friend from the soccer team they're gonna make sure that I get my food, because obviously as an international student, first of all, I don't have a license, also I don't have a car, so I can't get anywhere.
This Briarcliff student from Sweden says returning to the U.S. can be a problem.
We don't know anything. Like, anything can happen from day to day, and it's not like we can just drive somewhere and like everything will be solved. Like, our homes are like so far away. So like these decisions that like Briarcliff makes or the government, like, it affects us a lot. And we always have to like stay up to date with like decisions and like make sure that what we know is what's correct, so like we don't get stuck at the border, or like the uncertainty is so big.
International students who do leave are required to quarantine for 2 weeks before returning to campus. Both schools will have some services available until after Thanksgiving. After that, the only things available will be select rooms and select residence halls. Mallory Smith, KCAU 9 News.
All right, thanks, Mallory. Well, as Nebraska continues to see climbing coronavirus cases, Governor Pete Ricketts continues to emphasize mitigation measures to slow the spread and protect against additional limitations. The Nebraska Restaurant Association encouraging Nebraskans to help keep businesses open as they work to curb the spread of coronavirus.
What we're asking you to do, when you come in, wear a mask, wear a mask, wear a mask. We need to protect our staff. They are our family. And we represent one of the largest employment sources in the entire state of Nebraska.
Governor Pete Ricketts saying that there are currently 914 people in the state's hospital system. Last week, the governor releasing a chart that showed if 1,170 COVID-19 patients were hospitalized, additional restriction measures would have to be put in place, which would include shutting down bars and restaurants. Now, Iowa's Governor Kim Reynolds is set to speak this evening at 6 p.m. We have that streaming on our website and SiouxlandProud.com. Taking a look now at the latest COVID-19 numbers here in Siouxland. Woodbury County health officials recording 142 new cases and 3 additional fatalities, that is in the past 24 hours. 66 patients are currently in hospital due to COVID-19. Meanwhile, Plymouth County approaches 2,400 total cases of the virus and 34 deaths. In Nebraska, Dakota County has 62 new positive tests today. The county has a total of more than 2,900 cases. Over in Madison County, there have been more than 2,300 total cases with 14 reported deaths. And in South Dakota, Union County reporting its 18th death and 251 active cases. And there is some good news to report tonight on the horizon. Moderna, the company, has announced its vaccine is showing an efficacy rate of 95% in recent trials. Moderna says it does plan to ask the FDA for authorization in the coming weeks. This comes just 1 week after Pfizer said its vaccine is also more than 90% effective. Unlike Pfizer, however, Moderna's vaccine can be stored at regular refrigeration temperatures, which could, of course, make distribution a little easier. The Secretary of Health and Human Services tells ABC News COVID-19 vaccines could be distributed to 20 million people by the end of this year, with the most vulnerable populations getting it first. But experts say widespread vaccination could take several months. Time tonight for our first check on the weather for the week. Meteorologist Marcus Beasley standing by for us. And Marcus, we warmed up nicely after the weekend, and most of us saw a lot of sunshine today.
That's right, Sophie. Plenty of sunshine for everyone here throughout Siouxland today, and temperatures not too bad either. Most of us reaching at least into the low 50s here throughout much of Siouxland, but in Sioux City reaching into the mid to upper 50s at 57 for your recorded high temperature, 55 in Wayne and Yankton today, 52 in Lamar's, 50 in Cherokee, a little bit cooler today in Storm Lake, Spencer, and Orange City, all recording 48 degrees for your high temperatures there, and 55 in Denison, so a little bit warmer to the south and east. Forecast lows tonight, they will drop down into the upper teens and lower 20s, around 22 degrees tonight in Sioux City, 23 in Wayne, 25 in Yankton, upper teens in Lamar's, Cherokee, Orange City, as well as Spencer. So a cold night ahead. It does look like tomorrow is going to be a little bit chillier here throughout Siouxland, but as we head into the middle of the week, we're going to see those temperatures warm up nicely. Details on all of that coming up soon. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Marcus. Well, the man trapped after a trench collapsed in Sergeant Bluff has been released from the hospital tonight. The extent of that man's injuries has not yet been released. Just after noon yesterday, Sergeant Bluff Fire and Rescue received a call of a man who was stuck in a trench. When crews arrived, the man was buried in that trench up to his neck. And for the next 2.5 hours, Sergeant Bluff Fire, Sioux City Fire, Woodbury County Emergency Services, with help from Stockton Towing and the 185th, worked to extract him. The new Woodbury County Sheriff talking with residents today about his plans for the future. Sheriff-elect Chad Sheehan made a stop by this week's Rotary Club meeting to speak with the group about the progress on the new jail and also what he hopes to accomplish in his time serving as sheriff. Along ensuring that Woodbury County's taxpayers get their money's worth, he also hopes to bring the department to the next level. This in regards to training.
Utilizing the Prairie Hills facility that we've got, having instructors, some of the national instructors coming in and opening it up to other law enforcement areas, agencies in our area who will help defray the cost by them sending their people to the classes.
Sheehan was working closely with Sheriff Dave Drew and will officially take office this January. The transition team for President-elect Joe Biden pushing for access to national security briefings and the latest information on the coronavirus pandemic. KCAU 9's Morgan Wright reporting on the push from lawmakers for the Biden team to get up to speed for what they're calling a smooth transition.
More people may die if we don't coordinate.
President-elect Joe Biden says the time is now for President Trump to cooperate with a smooth transition of power.
It has to wait until January 20th. To get actually become operational. That's a shame, but maybe that's the only way to get it done.
On Capitol Hill, Senate Democrats say it's dangerous for the Trump administration to withhold President-elect Biden from getting national security briefings.
It raises the risk that this transition is something that powers around the world who are not our allies try to take advantage of.
Massachusetts Senator Edward Markey says the president's refusal to accept the results of the election only makes things worse.
The only people who have not accepted it are the President of the United States, his White House staff, and unfortunately too many of his Republican allies here on Capitol Hill.
But some Senate Republicans are calling for Biden to receive those briefings traditionally provided during a presidential transition. Oklahoma Senator James Lankford.
Since this past summer, Joe Biden and President Trump, who always receives it, have received intelligence briefings every day. That's now stopped for Joe Biden. I think we should continue that because we still don't know who the president's going to be at this point.
President Trump has yet to concede the election and on Sunday tweeted Biden only won because the election was rigged. In Washington, Morgan Wright, KCAU 9 News.
Downtown Partners has announced changes to 2 big events for downtown for the holidays this season. The Holiday Lighted Parade will now be a drive-by parade with folks driving in vehicles, and the floats will be stationed along that parade route. Santa's Workshop will be different this year as well. For more on how these changes will impact the events, you can find the full story on our website posted right now. That's the address on your screen, SiouxlandProud.com. The Norm Waite Senior YMCA will now be in phase 2 of their reopening plan, this until November 30th. That means that masks are required throughout the facility, but people may take them off only while on the treadmill, in a workout class, or lifting weights. Sports and rec programs now limited attendees to the households of those participants. Capacity now limited to just 25%. Well, some teenage boys enjoy showing off their new kicks at school or with friends, but they're not usually known for their ability to fix shoes. You'll meet a young man using his skills for good coming up.
And it's been a sunny day today here throughout Siouxland with pleasant warmth, but it does look like a cold front is on the way for the weekend. Details on all of that after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and meteorologist Marcus Beasley. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
We are going to see a chance of showers, a 60% chance of rain on Saturday with a high of 46, so cooler then. But again, by the end of the weekend and into next week, temperatures right around average to slightly above average in the upper 40s and low 50s.
We've had quite the roller coaster ride as far as temperatures go lately.
Yeah.
It's nice to see it kind of evening out.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to actually see some average temperatures at least for a few days.
Right. All right. Thanks a lot, Marcus. Well, they say life often imitates art. Coming up, Disney getting ready to tell the true story of a Clemson football player. That story soon, but first, a teenage boy using his love for shoes to help others. We'll explain how coming up next.
We all know somebody who's pretty interesting or has a unique talent. Maybe they just like to help people.
And we want to help share their stories with you on Siouxland Stories.
Send their name and what's special about that person to news@kcautv.com.
Then keep watching as we share those Siouxland stories with you. Many teenage boys love high-end sneakers and they like to show off their so-called shoe game. But one Kansas teen is using his shoe restoration skills to help those in need. Eli Higgins shares the story.
They were free, and I fixed them up, cleaned them up. These are my favorite shoes now.
15-year-old Terrence Barnes loves shoes, but growing up, he's never been able to afford nice ones.
I got teased for not having name brand shoes, and it still goes on. I see it happen all the time.
That's when he realized instead of complaining about what he didn't have, he would step up and put his passion to work to give others the opportunity he never had.
You wipe them here, and some of the dirt came out.
Terrence started his own initiative called Operation Laced Up, where he finds name brand shoes that most people would probably throw away, spends hours making them look brand new, and donates them to anyone who needs them.
I want kids to have a chance at least, like to feel good about themselves.
We've washed up probably, I don't know, 60 or 70 pairs of shoes.
Terrence's mom, Abby, says she couldn't be more proud of the impact her son is making and hopes it will inspire others to also shed light in such a dark time.
You know, if people can see that this 15-year-old kid will reach out and help, you know, maybe they can do something to reach out and help someone as well.
I want other people, if they have a passion like this and they know they can help someone with it, help someone with it. It'll be one of the most rewarding things of your life. You'll feel a lot happier with yourself, especially if you're like down on yourself. Do something like this because helping others will make you happy.
Well said. Well, a Disney movie, not about a princess or animals on a journey. It's the story this time of a football player in the college spotlight. We have a preview coming up next. Welcome back. Clemson will soon be the focus of a new movie being released in the coming weeks. Safety is a Disney movie inspired by a true story about a Clemson football player. Sophia Radabas spoke to the guy behind this story.
Ray McElrathbey, former Clemson football star, was just a redshirt freshman when he made a decision that would change his life forever.
And he was okay with going to foster care as opposed to returning back to his home life at the time. And I couldn't see that. I couldn't let that happen or whatever. It didn't feel right.
Ray's little brother, Famar, was faced with two choices at a young age, foster care or going back to a rough home life. That's when Ray stepped in. He told him to pack his bags, and Famar moved into Ray's college dorm at Clemson University.
It was interesting, a little, me ducking around, hiding, because I was still on meal plan. So I would sometimes get food from the cafeteria and bring it out the cafeteria, and he was pretty welcome on campus, and all the guys gravitated to it, so that was great.
And years later is when this local story about two brothers sticking together was picked up by Disney and made into a movie, Safety, inspired by Ray and Famar's bond.
It doesn't feel real. I'm not sure when it will feel real. It's been a very exciting thing, and it's almost like it's surreal. I can't put words on it because I'm not even sure that I reacted to it just yet, that I caught up with what's happening.
Ray Ray says when people see the movie, he hopes it gives them joy and makes them realize a lesson he learned those years at Clemson, that family is everything.
Even in the toughest times, I understand that the feeling is there, the emotion is there because the love is there. So no matter if it's a disagreement, even at the bad times, I understand that it's one of the more important things.
Well, Safety will be available on Disney Plus starting December 11th. Let's take a live look outside right now. Marcus returns right after the break with another check on our forecast. Stay with us. Before we wrap up here at 5, let's check in first with Tim for what's coming up at 6. He's in the newsroom. Hi, Tim.
Hey, good afternoon, Sophie. A lot of attention today on COVID-19 here in Iowa as the number of cases as well as the number of people that are dying from that infection here in Iowa. Those numbers continue to climb. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds coming up this evening around 6 o'clock, expected to address the state in a live message. We'll carry that live here on KCAU 9. We'll also be able to watch that at SiouxlandProud.com as well. She's expected to announce some new statewide mandates. And again, we'll have that all coming up inside the 6 o'clock hour. Also tonight at 6, Siouxland community of Akron really has been hit hard by COVID-19. And that's why one man now helping bridge the gap this Thanksgiving. KCAU 9 News reporter Lydia Vasquez is there to show us what he's doing to make the holidays a little easier for people that are in need. And also some big news from the NCAA today concerning March Madness. Jake lets us know what's going on with one of the biggest basketball tournaments in the world. That's coming up at 6 as well.
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks a lot, Tim. And a quick check on our weather overnight.
Yeah, it's going to be a cold night tonight. Temperatures dropping down into the upper teens and lower 20s. So a cold night out there with clear skies. Make sure you bundle up if you head outside and bring those pets in. Tomorrow, we are going to only warm up into the mid to upper 40s. So not as warm tomorrow as what we experienced today. We are going to have mostly sunny skies tomorrow, but again, breezy with winds around 10 to 20. The warmer temperatures in the 60s move in on Wednesday and Thursday.
Looking forward to that. Thanks a lot, Marcus. And I'll see you back here at 6. Until then, hope you have a great night.